Agud Bochra Boisai. Lili nishmas Morei. Welcome to all the guests. We have a very, very special guest, all the way from Israel, Tomer Levi, very big part of MDY. Since brachas, for real? Since we might let him sneak in to the cruise. Welcome. Thank you all for coming. Beautiful Matzah Shabbos here in Chicago. Dear Rabbi Shlita, firstly, a very massive mazel tov to you and your Rebbetzin on reaching this milestone, 30th anniversary. May the Rebbe Shalom shower you with all brachas, nachas, hatzlacha, gezund, together with your Rebbetzin Fayga. Rebbe Shalom should give you, Rebbe, the koach to continue spreading Torah over the whole world with your riveting hasbara and derech halim with charts videos. Your most sincere Talmud, first Zoom Chabura outside RBS, Rabbi Bernard David, Manchester Chabura, Yishkoyach. Somebody wrote me a poem. I'll read it to you guys. I'm not a very good poem reader. I guess you can read it with me. Hold on a second. I'll read it from here. Learning something that we're meant to do each and every day, but with a little distraction, our commitment goes astray. Our intentions are good, but that's not good enough. We must show our resolve even when the going gets tough. Along came Merkaz Daf Yomi, also known as MDY, to enhance the learning of the Daf so it wouldn't be so dry. The Eli Stefansky at the head, as the beloved Magid Shir, he is surrounded by his faithful team, Tomer, whom he holds so very dear. It's not about the Daf, it's about the Yomi, is his popular refrain, that even if you miss a few days, don't fall off the train. Just jump back in and make up the material at a different time, because to become discouraged and drop out is truly a crime. With the signature, good morning, Rabbi, say, the shir does start, of which with the reading of emails and greeting guests is an important part. With stories, jokes, pictures, and charts to keep everyone engrossed, but it's a very improving animation that he's proud of the most. Many people have written to Rabbi how the Daf has changed their life, bringing harmony to the family, and a reduction in stress and strife. People who are estranged from learning have been reunited with it once more. A new enjoyable experience that doesn't feel like a chore. To bring more people to Torah has become his life's ambition, with the offering of free Gemaras to aid in this mission. And the UI has become the largest Daf Yomi in the world by far, with Rebelli's encouragement that you can become a shining star. From modern Orthodox to Hasidish and everyone in between, from professionals to Avrechei Koilel, and from seniors to preteen. Everyone becomes part of the MDY family. This is part of the attraction, finishing English Masechta together. What an amazing feeling of satisfaction. Rabbi gives the shir in both English and Hebrew every single day, never missing a shir even when he's away. Chicago, his dedication to his MDY family is truly second to none, and he always seems to be having so much fun. From his daily questions and giving away of imaginary points to his maisim shikamat hoya, that never disappoints. He's always looking for ways to take the shit to the next level. So when the number of participants increases, he does a revel. He exhorts us to reach out and go out of our comfort zone, whether by posting on our WhatsApp status or making a call on the phone. There are many people out there who need just a little encouragement that will provide their soul with much needed spiritual nourishment. Rebelli has created a revolution in the world of Torah by attracting many people and exposing them to its holy aura. So thank you, Rabbi, and your team again and again, and may we all be married to greet Mashiach b'meher b'meinu. Amen. We wanted Bilum Hashem, so maybe just drop that name. Forget him. This guy wants me to show my house. If I'm already in Chicago, I might as well show the oil in the house. This is in Hebrew. This is Motzi Shabbos in MDY. And Friday, nice island for 2:30 in the afternoon. Gewaldig. Right now, there's 34 people on Zoom. Yasher Koach for joining us. Before I forget, do you remember who it was? There's a guy from Moshe. I forget. I'm so bad with names. He came to Rabbi Chemish and said, "I want to measure you for a suit." So he measured me. And he sent me 2 suits, actually. And this is one of them. I want to show the Ilam. Nice, no? Shmak. Hold on. Oh, that's right. Kinsbursky. How do you remember that? Moshe Kinsbursky? Malay. Thank you, Ramosha. Here we go. All right. So we are holding 4 lines from the bottom of Amud Beis. Tani bar kapara. We just finished learning that one makes a macha, a protest. If somebody's sitting in his property, he should protest. Otherwise, that guy could claim that he has a chazaka of 3 years. How often do you protest? You only protest once every 3 years. You don't have to protest every year. So Tani bar kapara, irir chazar ve'ir chazar ve'ir. So he makes a protest every 3 years. What happens if when he makes the protest, he says something else? One time he says, hey, you're a ganav, you're sitting in my field. The second time, 3 years later, he says, I want you out of here because it was a collateral, it was a mashkin. So he contradicts his first protest. So Gemara says if he contradicts himself, then it's not a protest. And therefore, the guy sitting there for 3 years could claim a chazaka. If he's not contradicting himself, he's saying the same exact words as he said 3 years ago, then it's a good mecha. And if it's a good mecha, then it's not a chazaka. Oh, I have to say the sponsors. That's why. Okay, I got it. So let's do the sponsors. We'll get to the bottom of the Amud. Imlav. And if he contradicts himself, yeshle chazaka, then the mecha is not a mecha. The protest is not a protest, and therefore a guy sitting there for 3 years, it's mecha. The Masechta sponsor of the safe and speedy return of all the hostages. This terrible situation should be over, b'karev mamish, without a war, without anything, just over. Paras HaChodesh with 4 shleima. Neftali has been a hidden tzaddik in our generation. Paras HaChodesh, nishmas Chaim Ben Fayga, nishmas Chaim bas Yosef. Paras HaYom, Joe Sharp, nishmas Etya bas R Avrohom Yisroel, Allah Shalom on yartzeit. Paras HaYom, Kobe Moses, my Daf-Anniversary, 3 years. 3 years, Mazel Tov Kobe. Sukkah Daf Beis, sponsoring the day plus 3 Gemaras, 1 per year. I'm assuming if he started Sukkah Daf Beis, then maybe this individual, Kobe Moses, got a free Gemara. That's why he started. Check this out. 1 Gemara, 3 years. $10 a year. Somebody sponsored a Gemara and brought Kobe in. I'm just assuming. I'm throwing this out. Maybe not. So, but also he's sponsoring. He's giving back 3 Gemaras. 1 per year. Oh, I had a whole list of people that donated Gemaras. Maybe like 30 people. I wanted to read their names. Okay, so you can go ahead and donate a Gemara or 2 or 10 or 300, like that one individual. Mr. Anonymous gave $10,500 towards volume 2. We're still looking for more people. Shalom Aleichem. And Be'ezer Hashem, I'll read out the names of those who are sponsoring Gemaras. Peretz Chaim Levin, Yasher, to Morei, Rabbi, Eli Shlita, and to Michael Rothschild and Rabbi Neuberger for making the MDY Chavetz Chaim moment a reality. Celebrating today my 3rd MDY Daf-Anniversary, Sukkah Daf Beis. So another person, Peretz Chaim Levin, he's only with MDY for 3 years, and he brought over 1,500 people to the shir. Lili Nishmat Shalom Ben Chaim is Paras Hayom, and 5th Paras Hayom David Feinberg. Lili Nishmat Rochel Bas Yosef Allah Shalom on yartzeit. The breakfast in MDY is sponsored by Molandi, Reb Shaila, Lili Nishmat, Reb Shaila Ben Moshe, Yishkoach Molandi for sponsoring. And there's also the food that we saw for the Hebrew shir. So that's also available if anybody wants to sponsor a day, a week. And I guess Molandi took inspiration from Reb Shaila Ben Moshe. If you go to Shiristir, there's always free food. Food is a big thing by Reb Shaila Ben Moshe to give to others food. So I guess that's one of the reasons he gave to the Olam in MDY. All right, so now we did the 3 lines. Here's a question. It's not the hardest question in the world. What if a chassan tricks his kala? He says, here, I'm giving you this beautiful diamond, and it turns out that it's a lab diamond. Today, lab diamonds, very hard to differentiate. He says, here's this nice gold necklace, and it turns out it's not a gold necklace. He gives her a diamond ring with a gold diamond ring. It's not gold and it's not a diamond. It's garnished. $10. Is it a mekach? Can she demand out of the marriage or not? What do you say?
No.
Why not?
Because he didn't specify that it was a real diamond. Just gave it to her.
He did. He specified. He said straight out it's a real diamond. But you're close. He didn't specify that the Kiddushin is dependent on that. That's what he didn't specify. Okay, Omar Rava. Omar Rav Nachman. Rava says in the name of Rav Nachman. So now we have a list of different things. Let's see. This is the list. Mamhak. Mecha, Maida, Haida, Kinyan. Which one of these things can you do in front of two Eidim? And the big question is, which one of these things can the Eidim, when they see, and we're going to go through each one of these things, when they see it, they witness it, can they decide on their own to write a shtar, to specify what they saw? Or perhaps, no, you can't write a shtar if you weren't told to. So that's the question here. Now I see we have 46 people online. So Shalom Aleichem to all the 46, plus Peretz, Chaim, Levin, and the guys are doing like a live kind of pizza, and where's that? I forgot what it's called. Manstrich, Yishkoyach Reb Tomer. You figure it out. You'll know where it is, somewhere in Flatbush. Mecha. So now we start off with the first one, Mecha. What's Mecha? Mecha is when you think somebody's going to take hold of your property by sitting there for 3 years, you go ahead and you make a protest, you make a Mecha, you say, get out of here, what are you doing here? That must be done in front of Bifnei Shnayim, 2 people. Ve'ein tzarech lo meksoivu, and you don't have to specify to them, go ahead and write a shtar. Why not? Because the klal is in all of Shas. Zachan la'adam shalei b'fanav. If you're doing... Okay, we're back. Okay, Zok the Gemara. And you don't have to tell them to write the shtar. Why? Because since it's something good for the guy that's making the mecha, just like I could lift, I find something in the street, I find a diamond ring, I could pick it up thinking that I'm being kinded for you. You don't have to ask me to do it, I do it for you. Why? Because it's good for you. It's a schos for you. So anything that's a schos I could do without asking permission. And now we go to the second thing called Maida. Maida is a beautiful thing. Maida means that I notify somebody in advance that I'm about to be taken advantage of. Let's say I'm forced at gunpoint to sell you something. So I tell you, yeah, sure, I'll sell it to you. But before I sell it, it has to be done before, not after. Before I sell it, I go to 2 people. I say, listen, these guys are holding a gun to my head and I'm about to sell them my house. I don't want to sell it. I'm pretending that I'm selling it. Later on, we're gonna renege on this and we're not gonna do this. Okay? You got it? Yes. Okay. So the Meiser Maida. Meiser Maida. Let me pull this table away also. Okay. So that happens in many different ways. Today in Bezdin, for instance, Bezdin writes that we're going to make a deal that you're not Meiser Maida. So let's say Bezdin claims that Bezdin Paskins, that you have to pay so-and-so $100,000. You cannot go ahead and write a Maida beforehand that I'm accepting upon myself whatever Bezdin says, but I'm really not accepting. I'm lying. Because Bezdin puts in their agreement that you don't have any Maida. So what people would do is, they would write a Maida, they did a Maida, that I wrote a Maida that I'm not going to do a Maida. Okay, it's like a 3-step thing. I'm going to Bezdin, I'm going to write an agreement that there is no Maida, and I'm writing Maida now that I'm going to write that agreement, and I don't agree to the agreement that I'm writing. So what did Bezdin do? They caught on to that. So Bezdin says, and you are going to make an agreement that there's no we're going to go back 500 maidas. It doesn't matter. There's no maidah in the world. Finished. Okay. There's also something sad. Our people here found this. Here, I got this today. Or this one. This is a maidah that a person could say if he's very sick and he has a lot of pain. He's basically being moiser maidah. He says, "I'm sorry, Hashem, if I complain to you about the pain, it's not against you." He's being moiser maidah. So this has nothing to do with our sugya, but it's the same language. But basically, he says, if something comes out of my mouth that's inappropriate, I'm being moiser maidah. That's because of the pain I'm going through, and not because chas v'shalom I have a complaint against you, Hashem. So says the Gemara, Maidah b'fnei shnayim. So when you are moiser maidah, you must do this in front of two people. And once again, you don't have to say the words to the Eidim, please write this down. It's done on their own. They'll write it down if they want. Why? Because it's a schos for you. Haidah, this is slightly different. When a person admits to a loan, that also has to be done in front of two. Over here, you must tell them to write it, otherwise they cannot write it. Why? Because once there's a loan without a shtar, milval peh, the guy taking the loan, the loiva, could deny the loan at any given time. He could say, I paid it back. Yes, I admitted to it an hour ago, I paid it back already. So memela, by you writing it down, you're ruining it for him. It's a chayiv for him. Kinyan. So let's see what it looks like. That is called. That's haidah, the hay. We did mecha, we did maidah, haidah. Now we're holding by the kuf. Kinyan. Kinyan means I gave you a handkerchief. You raised it, or you raised your own, whatever the halacha is kelev shemachne, kelev shekoina. But like at a wedding, the chassan takes the Rosh Hashiva's yarmulke and he goes like this. And that makes him chayiv to give the kala a certain thing. So that kinyan b'fnei shnayim must be done in front of two people. Yeah, at a wedding you have two edim probably. And once again, you don't have to say ksoivu. So we have three things over here. Mem kuf. You need two edim, and you don't have to say write it. Only the hay, you need two edim, and you have to say, and you must say write it. So the Rashbam just points out, why didn't Rava just say three things? Macha, Maida, Kinyan, you need two edim, and you don't have to say write it. Why does it have to say Macha, you need two edim, you don't have to say write it. Maida, you need two edim, you have to say write it. Kinyan, you need two edim, you don't have to say write it. He repeated the same thing three times. Just say it once. These three things, so the Rashbam just says that Rava, that's how he heard it from Rabbi Nachman over the years. It might have been 10 years that he heard these three. So he just said it in the way he heard it from Rabbi Nachman. Zog the Gemara. So this kinyan chalipin you need to do in front of two people, and you don't have to say ksoivu. Bekiyim shtaros. And in order to say that a shtar is a good shtar, shloisha. So what's going on? There's a concept in Shas. Oh, let me see. Kobe threw it in there. No, that's for later on. Okay, there's something called a hempik. Does anybody know what a hempik is? Hempik. Is it in your thing, Steve?
Is that a seal?
What is it?
It's authenticating.
Whoa! Chicago! Steve Jakubowski, our in-house lawyer, he takes down notes on all dapim. How do you remember that? What? Now? Okay. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm not going to repeat. Anyway, guys in Chicago are holding. That's the bottom line. Hempek, let's say there's two Edim on a shtar, and they're 96 years old. You're concerned that they're going to pass away soon. You're not going to have Edim. So you bring them into Bezdin, and you authenticate the shtar. You say, you tell Bezdin, these are the Edim. You see? Yeah, you agree that this is what happened? Yes. So Bezdin writes on the bottom of the shtar, we interviewed the Eidim, we know that this shtar is a legit shtar. Shalom Yisrael. 56 people on Zoom. Unbelievable. They don't believe that we start on time. So it takes them time to get on. Now, it's not enough to have 2 Eidim testifying in the 2 Eidim. You need 3 Eidim to say that this is a good shtar. Once they sign on the bottom, hempeg, that it's a good shtar, it's good to go. Kim shtar is b'shloisha. Simin, mamhak. Okay, so we showed you the simin, everything is great. Omar Rava, ikashili, hokashili. If I have a problem with everything, I have one problem. On Rav Nachman. Hai kinyan hechidami. The kuf of memhak is kinyan, right? Where is it? Mamhak. That what? When you witness the kinyan chalipim at a wedding, you need 2 Eidim. So he says, what is it? Hi kinyan echidami. What is it exactly? If it's like something that's done in Bezdin, you should need 3 people. So it's not a Bezdin thing, it's witnesses that see it. If it's something that hurts one party, it's going to hurt the seller, let's say, and it's so why don't you need to hear from his mouth? Write it. It's a chayiv. Anytime it's a chayiv, you need to hear from the baldover himself. So says the Marabasa the Baya Hodar Pashta. Rav had a question, but he had the answer. The what? You're right, it's just testimony of witnesses. How come you don't have to say it specifically to their face? I want you to write this down. They could just write it on their own. Because a regular kinyan, meaning chalipin, is given to the Eidim to write right away. Why? So, says this technology. Is it this thing? Okay. Whatever. Says the Rashbam, so use a lashon of ba'ayin yafa. What's ba'ayin yafa mean? The other day we had ba'ayin yafa that Rabbi Akiva says a person sells ba'ayin yafa. He means a person is large. Over here, that's not what he means. What the Rashbam means is that a person does it with all his heart. Ba'ayin yafa. So when he's quick with he didn't bring all of it. There's more words here. He says beforehand, umimar la'knoisoi miyad. He's in a rush to make this kinyan. Why is he using a handkerchief, a yarmulke? Because he's in a rush. He doesn't push him off and say, you have to make a meshicha, you have to pull it. Hey, let's just do it right now. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, you want to do it quick? And that means, you're doing it with your whole heart. Then I don't have to tell you to write it. It's obvious that you want me to write it down. And therefore, he writes it down. Says the Gemara. Rabbi and Rav Yosef, both agree, like a person who doesn't listen to the Bezdin, to the Tamid Chachamim, that's a person that you write a Moidah. You don't just write a Moidah. Moidah, what's a Moidah? I'm about to do something against my will. I'm notifying 2 people beforehand, and therefore I could get out of it. You don't do it unless the other party is somebody that doesn't listen to the Bezdin. The famous story with the Rabbi Akiva Eiger, he was trying to convince somebody to give a get to his wife, and the guy refused. The guy went off the derech, whatever. He wasn't so religious. He didn't want to give a get. So Rabbi Akiva Eiger reminded him. He said, "Remember, you once learned in yeshiva the first Mishnah Kiddushin. How does a woman get out of her marriage?" He says, "There's 2 ways: get ubemisas habal. Either a get or the husband dies." He says, "Listen, you have 2 options: give a get, or you're going to die. What do you want to do?" So the guy started laughing, and when he walked away, he walked out of the bezdin and he fell down on the steps and he died on the spot. That's the ma'aseh about the Rabbi Akiva Eiger. a guy that doesn't listen to the bezdin, doesn't listen to the dayanim, then you write a meidah. Abai and Rava argue. Abai and Rava damer tovayu afilu alay v'alayich. Even on me and you, Abai and Rava, they're people that listen to the entire. No, you could always write a meidah. Aron Nardoi. So Nardoi, they say a halacha kol meidah daf mem Amud Beis. Kol meidah de like sivba anan yidina bei beunsa de planya. You must write when you do a meidah. You have to write that you know what the oinus is. We not only do we know about it, we know what it is. Lav meidah. If you don't write exactly that we saw the gun, we saw the whip, we saw them torturing him, whatever it was, whatever it is, they must write it down. Otherwise, it's not a real meidah. That's what they say. To have a meidah, the Eidim have to testify that they saw the oinus. Not just the guy told us that he's being forced. What is the force? We want to know what it is. This terrorist, he caught 3 people. He caught an Israeli, an American, and a Russian. And he asked them, before I kill you, you have your last wish. What do you want? So the American says, I want a pie pizza, McDonald's, and Coke. Says, okay. He gives it to them. He says, okay, now wait over there. I'm going to kill you. Now, what do you want? The Russian, he wants some vodka. Okay, great. Now wait over there. That's the Israeli. What do you want? He says, I want a kick. I want you to kick me. So kick it. He said, okay. So he goes and he gives him a kick. And the Israeli goes, and he knocks him, he kills him. So the other 2 guys, I don't understand. If you could kill him, so why did you ask for a kick? Why, just kill him. So he said, I don't want people to think that I started this. I want him first to start with me and then got rid of him. I just thought it's appropriate for now. It's no matter what the Jews do, it's always, now that they killed this guy over there, they're saying, oh, they shouldn't have killed him because now it's going to hurt the peace process and this and so no, whatever you do, you're in the wrong. All right, to be moiser meidah, and you have to say the exact oinus, exactly what happened. This and this. He put a gun to my head, and okay, now that's why I want out of this. Meidah de mai. Now, what kind of meidah we're talking about? Says the Gemara. Oh, there must be. We have to do this. Sponsored by Yisrael Share Construction Management and Supervision, and Life Share Community protecting families today before tomorrow's unexpected loss. Also by Kidnovations LLC in honor of my Uncle Reb Elchanan Pressman and official, and the schus for Akiva Simcha Ben Fayga and Rivka Yehuda's Bas Yafachaya. What kind of meidah? Says the Gemara, I de gita u de matanto. Let's say a guy's about to give a get to his wife, and he tells the Eidim, by the way, I don't want to give the get. They're forcing me. The Bezin forcing. Famous story here in Chicago with the Rav of Chicago. There's a story. He forced the guy. There's a bathtub, a whole thing. Got into a lot of trouble. So sometimes people say, listen, I'm giving a get. I don't want to give a get. I was forced. The rabbi drowned me in a bathtub. I had to give a get. I'm being meiser meidah. Or I gave my neighbor my house as a gift. I'm letting you know I didn't want to give him the house as a gift. Being meiser meidah. So says the Gemara, time out. You don't. The Eidim don't have to see the gun and this. If he's giving a get, he's giving a gift. Galim is about me. Let him just say, by the way, my get is not by my will. That's all he has to do. Vidizvine, and if it's selling and he feels that he's being forced to sell, so it's interesting because Rava holds that when it comes to selling, maybe a person will sell because he needs the money now. So he's lying when he says that he doesn't really want to sell. He does want to sell. He wants to sell because he needs the money. But later on, he comes up with an excuse that he didn't want to sell. He wants his thing back. Says Gemara, we're talking about a sale. We're not talking about a get. We're not talking about a gift. By the Rava, When he's forced, like the story with the orchard, then even Rav agrees that you write a Meidah. What's the story? So we're very familiar already, but we'll show it again. Why not? Mashkanta de Surah. What is Mashkanta de Surah? Mashkanta de Surah is a loophole in the system where a person could lend money and take interest. How? He lends money, let's say he lends $100, and the borrower gives a field as collateral, and he says, you eat fruit. Even if the fruit is worth much more than 100, the malva could take it. It's a loophole. It works like this. The malva gives $100 to the loiva. The loiva gives the field that's worth $10,000 to the malva. And the malva gets to eat. Is Mark okay? Because I saw that he just jumped on. He gets to eat the fruit for 10 years. Here we go. Eats. He has a little bit of a weight problem all the way at the end. Okay. So he gave $100 as a loan. He took $1,000 back because basically he bought the fruit at a higher price. Okay. What? Kobe's video? Which one? No, I'm going there. Hold on, what's this? This I don't remember. Oh, he did write the whole thing. Okay, good. So now we're at this. Oh, Meidah. You're right. Rabbi said this is Meidah. This is just this is humor. It has nothing to do with the pshat of the sugya. This is Meidah where the guy in the front is signing a Meidah. He's saying that the reason why he's running away is not because of A. The reason why he's doing it is because of B. Okay, let's see what happened there. He's signing away. He might Meidah.
Whoa.
I just like the fact they're watching on the left side. They're watching the shear on the. So he's saying, don't think I'm running because I'm doing exercise. I actually want the burger. Something like that. That's what he does. Okay. In their little humorous way, the artist, Shkaya. Where are we? I have no idea where we are. Oh, we're down here by Mishkanta de Surah. So it goes like this. This is the story with the pardes. You see? The malva lends $100. So the loiva gives him a field. He says, here, take this collateral for 3 years. Says the malva, I'm here for 3 years. 3 years sounds familiar, right? And what's 3 years on a field? Chazaka. Says the malva, either you sell me this field or I'll tell everybody it's mine. I was sitting here for 3 years. How can you prove me wrong? Says, if you sell it to me, great. If not, I'm going to take the shtar and bury it. So the guy says, okay, I'll sell it to you. Meanwhile, he goes to two Eidim and he says, I'm writing Meidah. And they're right. We saw what happened. There was the guy forced you. And then he sells the property, pretends that he's selling it, but then he takes him to Bezdin. And he kicks him out of the property. So says Rava, 6 lines from the top. If there's a story like this, a story of the pardes, there was a person who borrowed money and he gave his own field as collateral for 3 years. After he was there for 3 years, the Malva tells the Levi, if you sell me the field, great. Viloi, Kavishna the shtar mishkanta, I'm going to bury this shtar. So I'm forcing you to sell it to me. In such a way, says Rava, even if it's a sale, you're allowed to write a Meidah. Why? Because it's true, the story is true, and it's necessary. So when you have those two components, true and necessary, you write a Meidah. Rav Yehuda. Here's a new concept that we never heard of. It's called matanto timirto, the hidden gift. What does that mean? If you are to give a gift to somebody, it should be in public. And if you give it to him in private, then there's something wrong. According to the Rashbam, what's wrong is, why are you hiding it? Why are you being secretive? When you are secretive about a gift, then perhaps you already gave it to somebody else. You're lying. Something's wrong. Why are you so secretive? I hear. It's a good reason, but not good enough. So secret, don't let anybody know. Yeah, there are people that are very, very secretive. Everything is a secret. I got it. Especially when you receive something. You get a shtickle Yerusha, you get a little of this, and the whole world knows about it. Could I have? Everybody comes, wants a piece. I hear. It's not good. You can't use it as, it doesn't work. I want you to hide. He tells them, hide and write the shtar that I gave a gift to so and so. The Magimim is rich. When his grandson was playing hide and seek, suddenly comes to him crying. He says, why? Why are you crying? So he tells the Maggid, he says, because we're playing hide and seek. I'm sitting there in my hiding place for over an hour, and nobody's looking for me. They forgot about me. It's very sad. So the Maggid started crying. He himself started crying. He says, HaKadosh Baruch was hiding from Klal Yisrael all these years, and we're not looking for him. Made him think about that. Zog the Gemara. Omer Rav Yosef. Hide and write the shtar. So let's do this line first. What's a matanta timirta? What's a hidden gift? That he tells the Eidim, I want you to hide and write the shtar. And what if he didn't say hide and write the shtar? What if he didn't say anything? He says write a shtar. He didn't say hide, he didn't say go in a public place. Then it's good, right? It's only because he said the negative. Hide, that's not good. And if he was just pariv is good. Now let's look at the next line. Over here he's saying the positive. I want you to do it in public, in middle of a marketplace. In the middle of the street. No, so what if it's pariv? What's going on here? In order for it not to be a hidden gift, you have to tell him the positive. Go in a public place and write the shtar. And if it's not in public, if he didn't say do it in public, then it wouldn't be good. The first pshat is, I want you to do it in hiding. And if it was pariv, so in hiding is no good, but if it was pariv, it is good. The second way to look at it is, I want you to do it in public. That is good. And if you do it if he didn't say anything, it was pariv, it's not good. So now we have a contradiction. What is pariv? Is pariv good or not good? And that contradiction, just the two pshatim. Maybe I should have done a chart for this. My benayu, what's enough giving between the two pshatim? Ik benayu stama. Pariv. If what's wrong is when you tell the Eidim to do it in hiding, so if you don't tell him to do it in hiding, you just tell him pariv, then it's great. But if what's good, not what's wrong, what's good is to tell him to do it in public, and if you don't do it in public, what? It's not good. So now I have enough kamino what pariv is. If you tell the Eidim to write this in hiding, it's no good. You don't get the guy that almost thought he got a great deal, he got a gift, he got a house as a gift. He doesn't get anything. But it's good enough to be a maidah. It's good enough to say that I'm going to use this shtar, that if I try to give a gift to somebody else, it doesn't work for the second person as well. Why? Because I already tried to give it to the first guy. It's like a maidah. In fact, the Rava never said so specifically. We we're medayik from a story. That what? Elam klala itmar. That who gavre dazal kedusha yitzah. First of all, I want to say Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? You're the guy that started in Bava Basra? Yeah. What's your name?
I'm
Jacob Thomas. Where do you live? Skokie. So this Bezer Hashem this Thursday, we're gonna have a shir in Skokie, right? Shir in Skokie. So wait a minute. So when did you start? You started with
around the end of chapter 7 of
Bava Basra. Chapter 7 of Bava Basra. Beautiful. So you were with us for the entire Bava Basra so far. Awesome. Every day. Where do you go to school? Ida Crown. Beautiful. Okay. Welcome. So there's a story. A guy wanted to get engaged. Morei, this is terrible stuff. If you write over everything you own to me, then I'll get married to you. She was in it for the money. And if not, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Yeah, so last time I said this joke, I got all this hate mail, so I'll say it again. Why not? This is a 80-year-old guy. He married like a 30-year-old woman. So all his friends, but there happens to be he's like a billionaire. So his friend said, "How do you marry this 30-year-old? What was the trick? You lied about your age?" He said, "Yeah, I lied about my age. I told her that I'm 95." Now you understand why I got the hate mail. Zog the Gemara. No, but it's mamish thing at the sugi. That's what she was. She was just thinking about one thing. She wanted his property. She wanted his nechasim. That's all she cared about. So what did he do? He's on the way to the guy, to the cipher, to write up a document to give her everything. Asa break Shisha, his oldest son comes. Amarlei. Vau Gavra Matehevi Ale. He's talking like in third person. Vau Gavra. In other words, me. Daddy, what about me? You gonna give her everything? There's a very, very famous story. I'm not going to mention any names. Here in America, this billionaire, he was literally 90-something years old. He married like a 30-year-old. Remember the story? Her last name was Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say her name. It's the middle of a shir. And then he died. Like 2 years later, he dies. And then she wants the $1 billion. But then all his kids came. Wait a minute. What about us? He was senile. He this, that. It was a whole court case. I don't remember what that was. I think she made like $300 million. They said, okay, go. Never. So Maisa Shaya, here. So this guy comes running. Wait a minute. Stop. What about me? Gonna give her everything? Oh, good taina. He thought about it. Omar Lahula Saade, he says, I have a great idea. He tells the witnesses, Zilu Itmuru Ba'avar Yemina. Go to Avar Yemina. Now, Avar Yemina, there's a Gemara in Eruvin that says, Eruvin Dafites, it says that Avar Yemina, that's where the entrance to Gan Eden is. Gan Eden. He tells the Edom, I want you to hide in Avar Yemina, Uksuvulei. So what is this called? When you tell the Edom, I want you to hide. That's called a matanta timirta, right? It's like the hidden gift. That's what we're talking about. Hide in Avar Yemina. And give everything over to my son. She shouldn't get a thing. So they come to Rava. Amar lahu, loy markana v'loy markana. We have two problems here. Problem number one is that it's a hidden gift. And since it's a hidden gift, the guy that gets, the receiver of the hidden gift gets how much? 0. So the son gets 0. Why? Because it was a hidden gift. Problem number 2, which is good for the guy, the millionaire, Chassan, by the fact that he wrote this document to his son, at least it acts as a maidah. That's what we said. If you give a gift to someone, a hidden gift, the guy doesn't get anything, but at least it's a maidah. It's there to say, I don't want to give it to the other person. So this woman, is going to get 0. Why? Because her husband told witnesses, give everything away to my son, and he did it hidden. So she doesn't get anything. It was a meidah. Like, I want to get married to her, but I don't want to give her anything. She's forcing me. So that's a very interesting shayla. Think about it for a second. If somebody wants to get married to a woman, but she wants all his money, and he marries her, could he claim that he was forced to give her all the money? He was forced. Marry somebody else. No? Forced. Why is that forced? The Gemara says it's considered forced. Says the Gemara, whoever. So we wanted to learn from here the halacha to Rava that when you write a shtar that's for a hidden gift, at least it acts as a meidah, that he cannot give the gift to a second person. Says the Gemara, no, not true. That the hidden gift shtar acts as a meidah that you cannot give a second gift. It's not true. Because of law. It's so obvious that she twisted his arm. She said, I won't marry you unless you give me all your money. So that's considered a einus, the Gemara says. But when a person gives 2 gifts, he gives one hidden gift to Reuven. The next month he gives that same gift to a second person. Maybe he wanted to give the gift. That's why he gave it in open place. He wanted to give it to Shimon. And when he gave it in the hidden gift to Reuven, he didn't mean to give it to him. But it's not a good raya from the woman, because the woman, he was forced, whereas over here, the 2 people wasn't forced. We'll just do 2 more lines to the Mishnah. Iboilu. Stomamai. Now, we just said that if it's parev, it depends according to what lashon. Either if a person says, write a gift, and he doesn't say do it in public, and he doesn't say do it in private. He's parev. So we have one lashon that it works, one lashon doesn't work. But what's the halacha? Ravina says, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's not good. In other words, the Edom have to say mefurish that the guy told us to write the shtar in a public place. Because if you don't say mefurish that he told us to do it in a public place, then it's stam. And stam, you have to be choishish. It doesn't really work. Rabbi say, have a wonderful week, a wonderful evening. Yishkoyach for coming. Tonight, every night, Be'ezer Hashem, we're going to be here 7 o'clock in Hebrew, 8 o'clock in English. So if you're English, 8 o'clock. Thursday night, Be'ezer Hashem, we're going to be in Skokie. Where? Skokie Community Koilo. And also look out for the times for Tisha B'Av. Erev Tisha B'Av is one time, Matzah Tisha B'Av is another time. Yishkoyach, guys. Thank you for coming.